Okay, folks, now this one right here even puts a smile on my face, right? Today I'm finna show you guys just how easy it is to make a chicken étouffée. Now, if you just look at that thumbnail, some of you guys might say that looks like a gumbo, but it's not. Étouffée is a little thicker, gumbo is a lot thinner, and it uses okra, you know what I mean, to kind of thicken it up, you know, along with the filet. And then when you're doing the étouffée, I'm gonna show you all that. We're not even finna talk about it, let's get it. Now this is what we're finna do. I already washed and, and patted dry, my boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And by the way, don't forget the full ingredient list is on my website, and that's Smokin and Grillin with AB.com, and that's WITAB.com. Now, you guys can use any Creole / Cajun seasoning that you would like to put on there, but you guys know I like to use the Creole kick. But this right here, this sweet kick, gives you something just a little bit extra. That's what we're gonna be using, right? So let me go ahead and get this open, because we want to keep one hand to be able to touch everything, right? I'll put that off to the side. Now, when it comes to just cleaning up your boneless, skinless, you know what I mean? I'm gonna just cut some of this off. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time, but if I can get whatever I can get off, with one pass, then so be it. All right, so now that I done trimmed what I'm going to trim, you know what I mean? Now I'm gonna go ahead and just, season. Remember, I keep one hand. This is what I'm gonna touch all the chicken with. And we put this in here just like this. I'm not gonna add nothing else to it. What it's gonna do is, as I get everything else ready, and before I put the chicken in, it's gonna marinate. Now, as I work this and I, tumble these together, I can look at how it is. Look at that right there. So just to see, boneless, skinless, this dark meat is just nice, folks. It fills up, it's got a lot of flavor to it. It stays juicy, right? So once you have them up, you make sure it's in all of the crevices. Everything should have that color of your seasoning. All right, so this is what we finna do. I went ahead and put a medium flame underneath the bottom of this. I put a little bit of infused olive oil inside of here, right? Now, once this comes up to temp, we'll know. I'll be able to see it kind of shimmer, which it probably is already. What we're gonna do is we're gonna brown our chicken thighs. I'm gonna put these in here and we just gonna, get some color on them. They're gonna cook in the étouffée in our sauce, right? So we don't have to, try to cook them all the way through. We just add them like this. And this is about 3 pounds. Now anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes is where you wanna turn them over, right? So I'll do them like this. Remember, we're not trying to cook these. All right, we always break this away. All right, I'll put this over here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my fire off right now. We'll let the heat just gradually, come down. But you see this? This is what we want. Look at that right there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stick it in this bowl right here, because these are ready. Now you can look inside my pan. For those of you guys that know what that is, that's called fond, right? That right there is where we're gonna have all of that, that's that cooked goodness. You see that right there? Now you wanna turn your fire back on, but we want a medium flame, right? So what we wanna do is we just wanna get our butter, to gradually melt. Oh yeah, this is it, 1 stick of butter, right? This is 8 tablespoons. Once this is finished melting, then we're gonna add our flour, and now we're gonna begin making our roux. Once our, butter is completely melted, you can see it picks up all of that flavor that we put in there, all of, the seasoning that we put on the chicken. Now, at the still medium flame, now we go ahead and just add, our flour. I'm gonna change to a whisk. You can do it the way I'm doing it, with using a spatula. Now you wanna whisk probably for about 10 minutes. If you're on a medium flame, look, that keeps us safe, right? We just want to get a little peanut butter, color to it. We want to make sure that we cooked out all of that flour taste, But I can tell you right now, I'm looking at it, it's getting there. All right, so once we got it looking like this, it done picked up mostly everything on the bottom, right? Now what we want to do is we want to add our veggies inside of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Normally I add my onions first, But we're gonna go ahead and get them all in here just like this. Then you want to just keep working this, you know, back and forth, let it pick up everything. Now, the moisture inside of your veggies and the acid that's inside of the onions will pick up any of the fine that was left on the bottom of your pan. You know what I mean? But look at this right here. This is what you want to have. When it starts looking like this, you know you're on your way. Now I just want to make sure everything got, you know, surface contact, right? So I kind of like just push it down. Make sure you use a pan or a pot that's big enough, you know, so you can get maximum coverage. You want to stir this frequently so that nothing sticks on the bottom, but you shouldn't have it. If you had a medium flame, you good right there. You know what I mean? That'll do it. I kind of like just want to make sure that nothing sticks, right? Do this. This probably takes about 8 to 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Want to get these veggies, you know, on the soft side. So we leave it like that. I'm not gonna put no lid on there because I want all of the moisture to, you know, kind of like come off of that. I want them to settle down. Now, once you got them soft, you can hit them with your spatula. You can feel they softening up, right? Now you want to add your garlic, right? Notice I put it on top. And then now we just go back and forth and keep this moving. Now you want to have your broth or stock at the ready, right? We just want to cook this down for maybe just 1 minute. And then here, we just start adding this to it. Now, I'm gonna raise my fire up because we want to get this to a simmer. So I pour it in slow, right? And just keep it working, right? We don't want to have any lumps here, right? No lumps, folks. And this is gonna be our thickening agent too. So what I'm trying to do is get it up to a boil, then I'm gonna quickly reduce this down to a simmer. All right, once I don't see any more lumps, and I got it incorporated just, you know, the way I want it to be, I'm gonna add my seasoning. Then we're gonna come with our browning, you know, agent. And this is that kitchen bouquet, folks. This right here does it. If you guys don't have this in your kitchen, you need to have it, all right? Like I said, we don't have any lumps. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see. It's starting to thicken up, you know, the way you want it to be. You know what I mean? It's on its way. But you see that? I can see a little bit of my garlic. No worries. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna reintroduce our chicken. You see that simmer? See it starting to come up? Right. So we just add this here. This is how we're gonna cook the chicken. This is gonna finish it off. Remember, we need 165 for chicken to be done, right? Now that we have our, you know, our chicken back in there, we got all of our goodness inside of that, we're gonna let this thicken up, right? You can see I got it set for a simmer. I'm gonna go ahead and put this top on there. We're gonna let this simmer for about 30 minutes. And then I'm gonna show you that last little step after that. All right, so what I wanna do now is I wanna check, right? So I get my meat thermometer, I'm looking at these right here. This went to 184. I'm checking these thicker ones. I know the other ones are ready, yes. And then I don't know if you guys can tell, just look how easy it goes in. I don't need to like get no reading from them. I know they good. They've been in there 30 minutes. Ooh, they super tender. All right, so let me get this cleaned up, put this off to the side. Now, you guys gonna like this part right here. Now, you're not finna give nobody no whole piece, right? So what we'll do is we'll just take it, let that work like that. I'm gonna bring it over here to my chopping board, right? Now, I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna cut this down into bite-sized pieces, right? Oh my goodness, look at this. Tell me you guys don't want none of this, right? And then what I do is I just add this back to it. And I hope you guys are being able to catch like the thickness, but look, gumbo is not this thick, right? So we just take it, clean this up on the bottom. This is nice and meaty, folks. All right, now for the moment of truth, right? So I got me something right here. I don't need to have no rice, you know what I mean? No, this is just, all I can tell you is fire, folks. If you like gumbo, you're probably gonna like this equally as good, right? So cheers, y'all. As you can see, and I'm finna get in here and get me some. You know, I gotta tell you like this, look, by me using the sweet kick, it's got a mild heat to it. If you guys wanna add more, you can, but this right here, this combination right here, and then the rice tones it down just a little bit too. Let me know down in the comment section below, what would you do or what would you add to this to just take your flavor and your bowl over the top. Now, with that being said, let me take this time to say thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. It's time for me to eat, folks. I'm out. Peace.